In K-Fest we pride ourselves on covering every discipline. You know, we have a little bit of everything, and you know, the kind of buzzword that we kind of use is K-Fest is fundamentally it's an expression of socially engaged art. We're taking a town that's steeped in rich history, and we're trying to tick a new box, add a new dimension to the whole thing.
Yeah, well, art festivals are too formal at the moment. Like, I've been to a few around the country. If not many cater to installation artists, not many cater to anyone who's a bit out there. And a lot of it, you'll only get one wall, you might get a window at different festivals. We like to give them a room and say, go wild. Like, the one thing is we really don't want to impose anything on the artists, so we just give them the space, let them do what they want. Self-editing, yeah.
Like, there was a eureka moment, really, like, you know, so it originally started as a music festival. And I was just out of college, and I was approached on a very kind of casual level saying, would you like to have a gallery? And at that stage, the music level had kind of progressed. So I wasn't willing to come on board and just have a little art, you know, one gallery. When I'd seen the music like that, like, it's all about creating a balance. So I wanted the two to be moving together. So then we came up with an idea of, look, there's a lot of vacant buildings. It's the current climate we're in. So we've vacant buildings. I knew lots of artists, and it's a case of sending out the invite and saying, lads, come to Clorgan, there's spaces there. We've no restrictions. It's all privately funded. We get some funding from Kerry Arts and Kerry Film, and we get certain support, but our hands are also tied, and we just go for it, like, balls to the wall.
The level of local support too.
Oh, I mean, local community.
Is
outstanding. It's constantly evolving. Like, I mean, we've done things this year that we'd never have imagined, and that we couldn't have done last year.
Tell me who you are and where you're from.
My name is Ciara Huvald, and I'm from Sligo, and I'm studying in LSAD in Limerick. So I'm currently a third year student, going into fourth year now in September.
And tell us about your piece here.
So it's a grand piano, kind of refurbished with like original materials and scrap materials, and I have a video projection and a sound piece, a self-composed music, and it's about kind of an expression of emotions and feelings, I suppose. A lot of kind of isolation and loneliness are kind of the themes that I've been looking at through my work.
And how did you transport it here?
Oh, yeah. I got a friend of mine, she had a quite large piece as well, so we kind of got together, got a big transport van, because the weight is extraordinary. So it's cast iron frame, so it's quite heavy.
And how did you hear about K-Fest, or how did you get involved?
We just had our third year exhibition, and it was about 4 weeks ago, and Neil and Mike, two of the organisers of K-Fest, came down to look at our show. So we just got selected then, a few of us, to ask to show our piece.
I'm Colin O'Connor, and I work and live in Cork.
And what kind of work do you do?
I build sculptural pieces out of paper and I compress them. It's meant to illustrate memories, and they're compressing and displaying them in a way that doesn't make you vulnerable to the viewer. So it's basically.
Okay. What materials do you use?
It's all found materials, so it can vary from my own personal sketch pads that I would cut up to using a newspaper, and I find the colour. I don't add any colour, it's all just found in the edge of the page.
My name is Barbara Glynn, and I came from GMIT in Galway for K-Fest in Kerry in Clorgan. And I was asked to bring some work after a project I had done in GMIT, and I'd worked with found materials. I'd used a garden space, and I'd worked a lot with in-season blackberries and brambles, bushes. And I'd produced a lot of prints and design work from working with the thorns, and brought that work along. So I was allocated a space in the outdoors, and I was really happy with that. So I don't mind mucking in and clearing the space. So when I came here, it was quite overgrown, and there was a question over whether it was a bit too rough or not for me to come into it. But when I saw it, I really wanted to work here. So I got stuck in after driving from Galway to Kerry. And I had like 3 hours to get cleared and get my stuff in and set up. So I never worked as fast in my life. And it was great fun. So this is the space. And
Can you tell us about your work?
yeah, I've worked with ceramics and I've worked in the sculpture department. So in sculpture we can use all sorts of materials. And that means we can work with clay, plaster, digital media, video work, photography. So there's a little bit of some of those here. I've got prints with me, and there's also found materials. Got a really nice little bird's nest there with eggs inside. And I also decided to scale up a thorn by creating a clay model, and I made a mould, plaster cast, and I have that here in the garden as well.
My name is Deirdre Curran. I'm from Dublin and I work in learning and development, and so art would be my hobby that I do on the side.
How would you describe it?
It's probably quite caricature-y, so I always do people. I'd never do a painting really without people in it. I like to use quite bright colours, and the theme tends to be around kind of entertainment and often music, so performance.
My name is Darrell Lynch. I'm from Dublin, but I currently reside in Cong, County Mayo. I'm there for 4 years now, painting in the wilds.
And your paintings here, like what's going on?
They're figuratives. I've 2 series here at the moment. I run 2 series at the same time. One is the humans with animals, because we're all animals, and I'm trying to show the symbiotic nature. A lot of people forget about that. And the other series is the musician series, which is the light and the dark. It works on 2 levels. That's how I set up my subject for the paintings, but also the music. At the end of a terrible day or a terrible week, music can be the light and the dark. So that's how I work it.
Hello, I'm Alan Ryan Hall. I live on Valentia Island, and this is my work.
Hello, my name is Kid French. I'm a naturalistic painter from Kinsale, Cork, and yeah, this is a collection of my work. And there are 3 paintings by my friend Hugo Salishan, who's a Scottish painter, also in the same tradition. Yeah, and this is my palette. This is all from life. There's no photographic aids used at all.
We are the Killorglin Knitting Group, and we've set up in September 2012, and we have got together and made this teddy for K-Fest for 2014.
Why did you make a teddy?
Well, Mikey Hearn made the shape and covered it, and we all knitted squares and crocheted squares, sewed them together, and this is the effect.
And how many of you were involved?
Oh, there'd be 20 to 25 people altogether.
was actually closed down.
That guy said he's members of 89 plus. The old one is with the stuff. Yeah, he's there. The playground, there's a system at the old one. Is that it? The whole thing is brilliant.
It's amazing, yeah. Were you up in Boyles?
Yeah.
Mill? Yeah.
I haven't been to the mill yet.
Yeah, probably is. Cleaning up the insides of the crowd.
You know, we'd have no airs or graces, and we know we're small, we're from a small town, but we see ourselves as, you know, maybe being involved in a little bit of a movement, you know.
Best represented K-Fest, and they were the top 5 in our opinion. Every single one of you got discussed. So nobody here was not spoken of. So in the 5 that could be spoken about this evening, I want you all to know, of the 147 of you, we did speak about your work in detail, and we spoke about how brave it is and how well executed it is, and the diversity of material and the spaces and how much work and labour and how many people were their part in this.
The first artist that we have to credit is Lorraine MacDonald. Again, the second one, Dara Lynch. Next, Fergal O'Connor. And our fourth and final runner-up, and before we announce the winner, is Kira Hewells. Right, so we're just going to get straight to it. The winner of the first Screaming Pope Prize 2014, the first of many, is Gertz Philobus.